I think we just discovered why the Minister of Health has done so badly with dengue and now COVID. Perhaps some marketing of, well, let's not go there.
If the PNP could build a country the way you build a story, you'd actually make a good government.
The political debates kicked off last night with Camina Johnson-Smith, Dr. Christopher Tufton, and Floyd Green from the Jamaica Labour Party going up against Lisa Hanna, Dr. Dayton Campbell, and Raymond Price from the People's National Party. There were some highs, there were some lows, some shady stares, and some things that just never really connect, but I'm sure those were in the pipeline. This is Campaign Chronicles. I'm Davina, and joining me this week is my co-host, Ryan Strachan, president of G2K. Ryan, this is where we're going to start. Floyd Green saying the People's National Party, PNP, is a pipeline national party.
I'm not surprised that the PNP has started by talking about what they had in the pipeline. They were the government that lay a pipeline and never connected it so that the people could get water. They are the pipeline national party, quite frankly.
Yeah, sounds about right. I agree with my former president. Best laid plans were apparently there, and they just never came to the surface. There was if I remember correctly, there's a former pipeline minister within the former PNP cabinet when I was in high school. I think it's the 90s. I don't want to say the goodly gentleman's name, but those old enough will know.
So things in the pipeline, so let's talk about water.
Yes?
Raymond Price.
Yes? Line in the water?
Why do you think it's necessary to take off your shoes and socks and stand up in the water?
I think, it's interesting because in St. Mary, I think there was an image of the Prime Minister and Dr. Dunn crossing a riverway in Chesterfield, I think. And it's funny, they actually delivered on the promise of a bridge. Perhaps Raymond was trying to bring a point across.
Speaking of Raymond, Raymond came prepared last night. There is no ifs, ands, or buts about it.
Yep.
And he made a little quip about Tufton and marketing.
I think we just discovered why the Minister of Health has done so badly with dengue and now COVID. Perhaps some marketing of, well, let's not go there.
Guys.
I think he probably could ask Chris for some lessons in marketing if he wants to. Perhaps stepping in the water wasn't the best way to bring a point across. There could have been some envy there.
Camina Johnson-Smith had one of the best clapbacks of the night last night.
If the PNP could build a country the way you build a story, you'd actually make a good government.
Absolutely. I think they're the best storytellers out there. Fiction, though. Not non-fiction. So I think that's a second calling. We can explore that after the coming election.
Fiction writers. Some of them might really need some jobs. One of the things I noticed on the Jamaica Labour Party side was that they made mention of Andrew Holness a lot. The Andrew Holness-led government, this Andrew Holness, this. On the PNP side, I think they mentioned Dr. Peter Phillips maybe once. Why do you think that is so? Because Bunting made a comment that it sounds a bit King Jong-unish for them to be always referring to Andrew.
Well, it may be that there was one set of instructions given to JFP to bring up the leader, and then the other side to not bring up their leader. So I don't really know what was behind it. I just think there's just a genuine appreciation to be part of a team on the JLP side.
Let's talk about the overall debates now.
Yeah.
Who do you think won the debate? Which team?
In terms of facts and accuracy, I think the JLP won. I give the PNP some points for substance. No question. I think Raymond was pretty good, marketing aside. But I think the JLP won in terms of points, substance, and not really having to muddy the waters, so to speak. When I was being very clear about things, I think JLP would have had it. But it was close.
And do you think that if Crystal Tomlinson and Peter Bunting were in the debates, that it would have probably gone over to the PNP to win, or?
It depends on who they replaced.
Dayton would have still been there,
well,
sir.
There you go. So I don't think anything could have helped overcome that.
Wow. So Dayton is the weak fence.
Unfortunately, yes.
Oh, wow.
I think Dayton has a lot more to worry about, but that's another story.
We would like to hear it.
Sure. Can talk in September 4.
Whoa. And who do you think was the worst? You can call name. That's
I mean, it's. I
That's what
think
we're
it's
here for.
obvious. I think people disagree on many things in the debate. But Dayton's my brethren. But Dayton, I think he went out of his way to grab that one. I think one gaff too many. If you make one, that's fine. But two in the space of an hour and a half, that's a lot. So I'd have to give Dayton, unfortunately.
Worse for you.
Yeah.
You know, last week we said something about Malahoo Fort
Yeah.
giving away bun and cheese in her constituency and listing it as an achievement. And she did come back on Twitter to say, you know, people put this out without her knowledge.
Mm.
You know, I'm going to accept it. I think you should check everything that goes out, but I'm going to accept it. But then, Dr. Norman Dunn,
Mm.
you decided that your achievements that you were going to post was that you brought Santa Claus to your constituency?
Mhm.
Sir,
Well, who's the Santa Claus? Is it him? Because if you go off his record of projects, then I suppose people would say, well, he's become Santa Claus to them. If you mean a literal Santa Claus.
he said they had not seen a Santa Claus and he brought the Santa Claus to them.
Well, we have pictures. I mean, yeah, it's true. It's true.
So that is an achievement.
I mean, I'm sure he never had it at the top of the list, right?
It shouldn't even. Right. Finally,
Yeah.
the other day, Nestor posted on Twitter that he was in Clarendon, which is in his constituency, and
Yep.
he saw a PNP-led motorcade coming through. And who was leading this motorcade, seemingly?
Mm.
A hearse.
Mm. Phillips and Son, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, you see, I mean, I would ask first which son, right? But then I'll also ask which Phillips, because if they say one's missing, they can't find him, and then you see this. So I don't know. I don't know. I think he said it was in his seat, and Nestor did show photographic evidence of it being true. So I don't know. I think we can only go off. It was a Phillips and Son vehicle at the head of the procession or in the procession. I said procession? I'm sorry. I meant the motorcade. And they were in the constituency and there were witnesses and it's there. It's the picture's there. I can't. You know, a picture tells 1,000 words. I'm here fumbling over 10, so I'll just leave it be. But
Wow.
it was true. It was true.
The procession.
All non-fiction facts.
Wow.
No muddy water.
This has been another episode of Campaign Chronicles. I'm Davina, and thank you so much to Ryan for joining us on this week's episode.
My pleasure. Take care. Stay safe.